How's it going? It's going here. Well, I'm working on my truck today. I've got one of two upgrades that I had ordered for this truck last week. One of which I've been working on off camera just to see how it fits. And so far I think it's going to work, but I don't know if you can tell. We got something new here. I ordered a front sway bar kit for this axle off a LMC truck. It's like 220 bucks. I ordered it because I really need a front sway bar on this truck. With the soft springs that I have and the lift that I have, I'm really wanting to put a sway bar on this just because the body roll is it's there. I'm not going to go into like great detail on sway bar stuff. I know some people are going to argue with me about limiting travel and this and that and blah 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 yada yada yada. And yeah, sway bars do limit travel. This one especially is going to limit quite a bit of my travel or flex, but that's all right. This is going to be getting limit straps and everything, but this is a 1-inch sway bar. I think this is going to really clean up the ride as far as the body roll goes. I think it'll make it a much nicer drive. I mean, it's really not all that bad, but there are some corners around here even just doing 55, it's a little sketchy. And off-road, it would be nice to have a little bit of sway control also. So, and supposedly sway bars can give you a little bit more traction. Adds a little bit more spring rate. You know, science and stuff. So, I'm going to run it. It's going to make this thing drive a lot nicer. I will eventually put my rear sway bar on. I got to make new links for it. And I'll get that to work. This one here, I'll show you some more details here in a second. So this sway bar kit is for a 78, 79, F-150 or Bronco, made for this axle, and it's meant to go on a 70s truck. However, let me show you something here. They give you these upper mounts to go with the links that they provide in this kit. Where this mounts on the frame, or at least where it lines up on this truck, it's a straight shot down to the sway bar, and the curvature of the frame almost, one of these is going to get bent to go up against the frame. But what I like about where it's at, and I'll show you here in a moment, it's this is not going to be pulling on a flat piece of the frame. It's actually going to be pulling on a curve, a bend in the frame, which I think is going to make it a lot stronger and less likely to bend or crack the frame in that area. So kind of happy about that. So that'll work out. But let me show you a couple of the issues I'm running into with the sway bar, because I have the James Duff long arms. There's one issue that I have. The second issue is with the lift that I have. I have a 12-inch lift. I've got the, I think these are 7-inch lift coils. And then I have James Duff coil buckets, which, let's see, the coil buckets 2 inches lower than factory coil buckets. So that's an automatic 2-inch lift. The solid axle gives you a 2-inch lift right off the bat. And then plus my 7-inch spring, I'm looking at an 11 to 12-inch lift in the front. So what the problem is my links are now too short. One thing we'll have to do, I need to get, I think this can stay here. I just don't like the alignment on that. It's a little off, but this is where it needs to go. I'm thinking I'm going to grind a little bit away, so this will fit up tight against this tube here. And then that'll be good there. This bushing can come over a tiny bit. And then I kind of just mock this up, so it's not really like set in stone. But let me show you what my problem is. So I've got the sway bar kind of set at the right height that I want it. you know, I don't want the end links hanging down. We've already got this hanging down, which is I'm not too happy about. It would have been nice to have this mount on top of the axle, but it just, I don't think it would work all that well. But this is where the upper mount's gonna go. I mean, right in that area, right where that alignment pin, we'll have to knock that thing out. But right where that's at, it's a straight shot down to where the links want to land. So I'm gonna make longer links to go from there up to there, and then, you know, we should be good to go. But here's my problem with the James Duff long arms. This is not their fault, this is just how it is. That bolt needs to come out and be flipped around. So unfortunately I'll take the tire off and flip that bolt around. I'm gonna have to do that before I go any further, because what I would like to do is, I do actually want this to come up a little bit higher, like maybe another ½ inch, just so that this is a little bit, it's got a lot of room to go. I just like to get it tucked up there a little bit more, at least level with the bottom of the pumpkin. So yeah, some of the stuff I'm gonna do off camera. I'm not really gonna show a whole lot. I need to let the camera charge anyways, and I'm kind of learning as I go, getting this thing set up, but it's just barely gonna work. Okay, I've done a lot off camera. There we go. Those brackets there, I bent a little bit with the press, and then I had to make a spacer out of some washers to take up the gap there. But I got that in and did the same to this side. This side took like 10 minutes because I spent hours figuring that side out. And then got this side hooked up. The only thing I haven't done yet is grease up the Zerk fittings. But I got the side snug. The ends here at the sway bar I'm leaving semi-loose. I've snugged up the ends up top, but the ends on the bottom, I'm not going super tight because I want it to be able to flex easy. Man, this is where the sway bar is gonna sit. I can't get it to go any higher. Well, I don't want it to go any higher because it'll hit the axle, and then I want these links to be as flat as possible at ride height. So yeah, she's connected. I think I'm gonna clean up and take it for a test drive. Before we go anywhere, which, by the way, I'm excited to try this thing out. I didn't think I was gonna be able to get this to work. We need to grease this up. Got some Bigfoot grease here. Come on now. Okay, I'm gonna go move the car and we're ready for a drive. All right, I got the GoPro underneath so we get to see what the front suspension's gonna do. I'd also like to see where my wobble's coming from. Now, I used all thread to make the links. That's a temporary permanent deal. I'm actually gonna go on McMaster Car and order a 18-inch long bolt, grade 8, possibly even stronger than that if I can, and I'll come back and replace it because I think the all thread's probably not going to hold up very well. But for right now, let's see what we got. Just that little weeble bobble I did there. Felt a little more solid. Oh yeah. And already I can tell a huge difference. Oh yeah. That corner, we would have been leaning. Okay. So far, so good. We'll take her up the road and on a windier road and see how it does. See if anything snaps. It's so much different now. I'm gonna laugh hysterically quite a bit. I'm used to this truck just being all over the place. Now it's like, it's coming around. I just need to get those steering links, but it's this wobble and stuff. I think the drag link is flexing. It has a little bit of flex, so when it springs, kind of springs back, that's where that shake is coming from. I'm hoping it's that. I don't know what else it could be. I don't think the frame is broken, so I think I'd have other issues. Oh yeah. I didn't even know that corner was there. Wow. Wow. Well, I'm thoroughly pleased with this sway bar. What I probably won't be pleased with are my end links when they snap. Actually, it still rides pretty good. I'm only getting tossed around because of the short drag length. It does feel a little bit firmer. I kind of like it. Oh yeah, way better. Way better. pretty rough road. I would like to turn around at some point. I'm gonna go all the way up this road. What are these people doing? Oh, wrong gear. Why did that guy make a right-hand turn? And I don't understand. So, if you guys got a solid axle under one of these trucks or under your 78 F-150 or Bronco, get this sway bar. You can get it at LMC Truck. I'll put a link to their website. You'll have to search for it, but it's a relatively small investment for a much safer drive. This is fantastic. I will take it. If you got a lift, you'll need to make your own links. Oh man, that was a scary corner before. It's a little bit of a tight fit with the James Duff arms, but I made it work. Just shave your bolts down a tiny bit. Not too much though. I don't know if you can see my steering wheel, how much I have to move it to compensate for my bump steer. But we'll be taking care of that in the next video. That's going to be fun. We're going to be really getting into it, modifying the axle, or at least the knuckles anyways.